Hello again, Brian from BW Model Works. So this is going to be the first of a series of videos that I end up doing that's going to be purposely for client builds. So this client's going to be the first of this series. So as I progress, I'm hoping to, is do a build video for each individual client's build when they order it, and then we're going to follow along as I do it. So in this one, this client's name is Mike, and his build number is going to be MP0208, and that's going to be his build number. That's how I'm going to keep track of his build, and I keep track of everybody's build sheets after I've built them. They go into my file, and that way I have a record of when I built it, who it went to, when it went there, and kind of just a little bit of a history on it, so that way I have it for my records, and you know, it's kind of neat to follow it along. And I have, you know, basically everything has like almost like a VIN number that I get to follow. So that said, Mike's build number is MP0208. We're going to start with an 𝙲𝚘𝚸𝚴 Salvino's GR model, and it's a next gen. The next gen kit, and I believe this is molded in white, so it'll be a good start, because Mike's build is going to be a 2022 Daniel Hemrick number 16 Poppy Bank, and it's going to look like this when we're done. And the idea is to follow along on this build as I progress through it. So from building the chassis to getting color on the body, and final assembly, and then at the end, boxing it up. I'd love to do a video on, you know, boxing it, putting all my padding in there, everything's ready to where it's going to go out the door and to the client, and have its new home. And I look forward to doing that and following along. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an unboxing of this kit, and just so we can see what parts of stuff is in there, and that way him as the client can see it as well, and this will be the start of following along. So let's get to unboxing this thing. Okay, let's get unboxing that 𝙲𝚘𝚸𝚴 kit that's going to become the 2022 Poppy Bank number 16 Daniel Hemrick car. So here's our general box. Obviously it's already in still wrapped up, ready to go. So we're gonna cut open this plastic, get this all opened up here, and see what we got inside. Alright, so good thing is I wasn't sure what to expect, but it's definitely molded in white. So we've got our hood and spoiler, and let's see, we got our 18-inch new next-gen tires, body completely molded in white, our roof rails and our roof flaps and side skirts, everything in there. I'm not sure how many people have seen these new ones. Front parts of our engine. Got our full everything wrapped up. This I do like on the new stuff that is being produced, is that the glass, you know, the windows, is actually being wrapped up these days, versus the old stuff. Because the old stuff, you know, just floating around inside the box, you know, from the 90s and stuff, all those Lumina kits, and then you have to go in and you buff the windows and get all the scratches out and hopefully not break them. So that's kind of cool. You know, I like the fact that I don't have to deal with buffing windows. Each box always comes with the literature for the Builders Club. Basically what it does is the Builders Club, you basically sign off to be a member, you know, for a year, or, you know, until you tell them that you want to stop. but you agree basically to buy one kit a month from them, and they, you know, plus the shipping. But if you want additional kits, you can actually place that order for those kits before your kit of the month is actually shipped out, and you'll get that kit added on and doesn't cost you any extra shipping. And it doesn't matter how many kits you add on, it doesn't cost you any more for the shipping for each one of those kits. So that's a cool thing. So we got our instruction sheet and then the decal sets. Now I know the Daniel Hemrick set that's coming, that Mike has already ordered and is shipping to me. I know it doesn't come with all the windows and the headlight sets and everything, so these will actually get used on the car, because that set, I believe, I know that set for the Hemrick car is the number 16 Poppy Bank set, and it's actually being produced by Ace Decals. So theirs, they request that you use the kit set for your headlights and your taillights, exhaust stuff, and your window bits, all that kind of stuff. So we'll be saving that for that, and then this will be, we'll stick the Alex Bowman set in the donate pile. So I'll have those in stock for anyone who wants me to build one of those later on, one of those replicas. And so all the decal sets, we'll get a set aside, and then those will go into my file for future builds. And then we have our instruction sheet, obviously, for the build. Pretty detailed in everything that's in there. So we'll be going through all those pieces. I followed along when they started building these, and they actually got all the files, I believe, from NASCAR when they built these, when they constructed the actual kits and started to produce them. So that was pretty cool, and I followed along with that when they started. So that was neat to see. So we'll kind of pop open some of these parts that are in here as well. Now some of those other ones, when I do get them in, I generally don't try to unbox. I have a few that I've unboxed, but a lot of times I just let them sit in the box already in the wrapper, because to me that increases their value if I need to sell them off later. So we got all our parts and pieces, wheel wells, you know, your wheels, 2 halves, and your lower belly pan, and the rear diffusers, and next gen seats, and our chassis pieces, and all those. Now, another note on these, I know they started producing these in body colors. So let's say a Chase Elliott car is you know, a blue base, then the whole thing's molded in blue. Now the new plastics that they've made these out of, I know they don't have problems with them bleeding through if you're going to paint them. From what I've heard, I have not sprayed those. Me, generally, I like them if they're in white, because that allows me to go in any color I need to go to. But given the fact that they've already done so, the goal is to try to get them where you can pretty much build them without having to paint them, which is a good thing. But if you really want that detail, you're really gonna have to go in there and paint it. But it gives you the option, and the new plastics that they're using, it's not supposed to have any bleed through. So I know that is a pretty cool thing. We got our detailed brakes, transaxle, and all the support beams. So and all your suspension, engine pieces. I mean, these here are, they're pretty detailed for what it is. I do like, we got our throttle bodies and all your suspension links and the toe links and coilover setups and all that. This is cool. I look forward to getting into this and putting it together. And that'll be a fun build to do. So that is all our pieces, from the box and what his kit's going to end up being. So again, it's going to be the number 16 Colleague Racing 2022 Chevrolet Camaro, driven by Daniel Hemrick, sponsored by Poppy Bank, number 16. So that is going to be his build, and I'll have his chassis numbers and everything on the lower halves of his body when I put it together, and then there'll also be one that goes on the bottom of the chassis, so that way I know exactly who it's going to, and it can be followed along really easily. So hopefully that was interesting to you, and we're going to keep going along and follow along on these, and as I get new clients in, we'll do that for everybody's build, so that way everybody can see where we're starting from and where we're going. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Follow along.